Hi guys, how are you doing? 5th of August 2019, 1:30 p.m. CET, 12:30 London, or something around 7:30 a.m. New York. Piotr here. This is a CryptoMarketFlow update. Just a friendly reminder, CryptoMarketFlow is a part of Land of Trading Group. Guys, King is one. I'm talking about the Bitcoin in regards to the ALTS, blood in the street. But of course, before we start, as usual, risk warning, guys. Please bear in mind trading crypto on margin carries a high level of risk. May not be suitable for all investors who can sustain a loss of some or all initial investments. So please do not invest the money that you cannot afford to lose. Seek education, gain experience before risking real money. However, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Okay. So what we have, guys, on the Bitcoin? Finally, we hit. Very strong move over the course of the day. Right now we are around the top of this channel, right? Is a third test, and here, to be honest with you, from the trading perspective, I would be very careful when we are talking about the longs. It might be either opportunity to take some partial profits from the trading perspective. I'm not talking about the hodling, because from the buy and hold perspective, we are still doing quite well. But from intraday, from the trading perspective, we are testing third time the top of the channel, and either we are going to see the retest and we are about to hold 10,800, 10,500 and see higher levels towards 12,800, 13,000, right? This swing high we were discussing, or we are going to fail here. We are going to build upper shadow, and from here we are going to make another wave to the downside, retesting this previous unfilled head and shoulder formation, which has been broken to the upside. So let's have a look what we have from the intraday perspective, in that case, to our charts. And as you can see, that's what we discussed yesterday. We are testing what was supposed to work previously as a demand, right? I'm talking about the levels around here. So the whole zone, it was supposed to work when we were higher, it was supposed to work as demand. So first pullback, yeah, we hold. Riley pullback, we were trying to hold that zone and then broke, retest down, right? So we are right now testing these levels again around 11,800. So now that's what I've been talking about based on the daily chart. Either we are going to try to hold towards the end of the day current levels to have at least some kind of the one-day confirmation of the upside break, right? And for example, by the next 2-3 days, a little bit of correction, right? In that case, that's what we discussed, 10,800, 11,000, the previous top of the old range, okay? And then eventually we are about to continue to the upside to retest 12,500, 13,000. That's how I see from the bulls perspective. So looking to buy dips below 11,000. On the other hand, but would be clever, I think, to wait towards the end of the day. On the other hand, if you are a seller, there is right now we are testing supply, and I'm not talking about the small guys, but those guys who can make the move on the market, who can influence the market. I think that bears may try to start to fight around the current level. So in that case, what bears want to try to build is the upper shadow, right, and trying to close inside the channel, creating some kind of the failure on the daily chart, right? What I'm talking about is that the daily close is inside the channel. That would be the failure, and that might spur the correction on the Bitcoin. But as I mentioned, King is only one. And why I'm saying like this, because when we are going to switch to Ethereum Bitcoin, we are talking about 002 level, right, as a very important, very significant. And as you can see, instead of doing some kind of the consolidation we were discussing a few times, we breaking again lower, right? There is a one more possible line to draw here, which is testing right now. All right, but that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good from the Ethereum perspective as well as from the whole altcoins perspective, right? In that case, so here again, watching very carefully daily close, another daily close. Maybe this time, that's what we discussed, it's gonna be like first big wave to the downside, second wave to the downside, much smaller than the original one. And what we do right now, eventually as a third and the last one. I like this lower shadow, but you know, that's still falling knife and you don't want to catch the falling knife. We have to get back again above 002 on Ethereum versus Bitcoin. So because of where we are on Ethereum versus Bitcoin, it's worth to mention where we are on Ethereum versus dollar, right? And on Ethereum versus dollar, we are testing what we were discussing already. So very narrow range, $50 trap in between to the downside 190, to the upside 230, 240, and that's what we are testing right now. Okay, so we already started to draw the scenario we place on our chart. Now, if you are a bull, right, on Ethereum, first you are watching Ethereum Bitcoin chart, that's of course it's important, and here either you are very patient and waiting for the pullback because of what we testing right now. We are testing supply, we are testing the zone which was supposed to work as demand, failed, retest, rejection, retest, maybe again rejection. So in that case, if you are a bull, you are patiently waiting for 200 and stops under 200. That's what we discussed yesterday, and then strong rally above 240, right? There is one more possibility from here that we are going to try to hold and back above 002 on Ethereum Bitcoin, at the same time trying to break higher with that move above 240, 245, closing on a strong side, let's say towards 270 over the course of next few days, then pull back into that broken right now supply, and from here rally to the upside. So in that case, in that scenario, you also have to be patient. You have to wait for the break, rally, and retest to the downside, right? There is no much from the bear's perspective. Of course, we are testing the supply. So in case you are a bear, you are trying to short it somewhere in between 240, 245, looking for a retest of 200, 190 on Ethereum. As I mentioned, King is one, ALTS, blood on the street, but I'm watching two. I'm watching two ALTS. I'm watching Tron, which is again trying to break lower. I don't like the price action we've seen today, yesterday, and day before. All right, because of this scenario we already had. Actually, we are hitting the levels we were discussing before. Okay, so somewhere here we should start to bounce around 190, 180. Otherwise, well, 50 Satoshi. So on the Tron, I'm watching current level. All right, from the weekly chart perspective, we have to get back above the low from the week we created towards the end of the 2017. So that we are talking about this 200 Satoshi level. That's what we are testing right now. I don't like the price action on the weekly seen 3 weeks ago. and going back to daily, we have to, as you can see, try to get back above 200 as soon as possible. Would be great to see outside day, meaning lower low, higher high, right? But I'm watching Tron very carefully from the buying opportunity, as well as I'm watching STeem versus Bitcoin from the buying opportunity. Here, if you remember, we are drawing few lines. Still very bearish right now, still falling knife, so not catching the falling knife. But at some point, it's going to be big buying opportunity on STeem as well. Now, if you remember, some time ago we were discussing the possibility of the much higher prices on the Bitcoin, trying to compare to the 6-month period before the halving on Litecoin, right? So in that case, if you are not gonna see ALTS, any kind of the rally on ALTS around October, November, we might not see any ALTS rally until Bitcoin halving, right? So just you have to have in mind this thing that we might bleed on the ALTS market even more, right? So just I don't know, make big note, right? Because when you are buying alts, the thing is you are selling Bitcoin, right? So you are shorting Bitcoin on rising market. Well, anyway, I truly believe there are gonna be some strong names. We are going to see some nice rallies, especially when the shorts are going to be forced to cover. All right. I'm going to monitor this market and will make updates when necessary. Guys, it was my pleasure to be with you here today. Have a great rest of the Monday and see you again tomorrow. Goodbye.